Welcome traders to this week's analysis of currency pairs. Thanks for joining me in this analysis. My name is Vic. Let's start with DXY as usual, and I've already done the DXY analysis. If you haven't actually seen that, then go and find it out on my channel. That has a deeper analysis of DXY, what kind of move we are expecting on it, and whether the dollar strength is completely dead or can there be a little bit of pushback up. So that's all covered in that analysis. If you haven't seen that, go and check it out. It can help you in deciding and taking trades on forex majors next week. Okay, now I'm just going to slightly revise what's happening on DXY. Now DXY has been consolidating around here because this is a good level where it can go upwards, but there is another level which is also at the bottom which can pull the price down. So this is what we are expecting. It can go higher if it breaks through 93.95, then we are looking at the next level around here. However, it can come down to 92.81, and if that level is broken, then we are looking at 91.95, which is basically 92 level. So it is reaching a decision point at this level of 92.81, and here we can see an upward movement because the price has actually done two upward movements from here. So this could form a triple bottom for DXY, and that also means that if dollar is gaining a strength, then other currency pairs like AUD USD, Euro USD, GBP USD are supposed to go down, and USD CAD and USD JPY and USD CHF can start to move higher. Actually, let me put NZD USD as well in here. I do not trade it actively because I trade AUD USD, and if you're trading AUD USD, you know that NZD USD is kind of like shady currency to AUD USD. Whatever happens on AUD kind of like happens on NZD USD as well. Okay, so this is what we have on DXY. Let's start with Euro USD as always. On Euro USD, we had this zone based on several factors, and based on this pattern which has completed, we have water cluster moving average there, we have Fibonacci patterns, and there are a few other factors which are lined up on higher time frame. If you do not know exactly what I'm talking about, I did a complete analysis last week, and that is still applicable. You can check it out on my channel, and it's right there, and it shows why we are looking at these levels. So not much has changed. The only thing is the market was expected to go into this zone and fall back down, and this is what we are seeing. Market went very close to the level, and then I said it was going to go into this zone and then fall down to 18243, and it did. It fell right into that level, and then we were expecting it to go down to this level after it has retested this 8243. So currently it is kind of retesting 18243, but if DXY starts to fall, then it can go back into this zone or little deeper into this zone around 19484 and then start to fall down. So we are still looking for, from swing trading point of view, we are still looking for bearish momentum, bearish trades on this. But if you are lower time swing trader, or if you're day trading, then you can have very good opportunity going upwards as well, depending on your time frame. But that analysis hasn't changed. The maximum that it can do is it can come into this zone once more, but again it will start to come back to 18243, and then if that is broken, if this midpoint around here is broken, 17126 is broken, then we are looking at 16245, and that will also kind of form an M pattern. At the moment it is consolidating, and it may keep on going up down in this region. So if I go to the 4-hour time frame, what has been happening on 4-hour time frame, we saw this W pattern forming, and that's why the price fell down. It reaches profit target. If you know exactly how to trade W and M patterns with Fibonacci ratios, then you know what I'm talking about. You can also find more information about the training that we conduct in the description of this video. So we have this W pattern, and that's why it fell down. So this turned out to be very good trade. It reached its profit target. Similarly, we had this W pattern right there, and we were able to take two short positions, one from here, other one from this zone, and it fell down. And then we had this M pattern. That's why the market started to move higher. M pattern completed here, started to move higher, and that also gave us this W pattern. So in consolidation, we had 3-4 very good opportunities on euro, and we are trying to maximize these opportunities while it is staying in this consolidation. Remember, W and M patterns work best in consolidation, and they are very predictable and very profitable, because you will know exactly when to enter, when to exit, and where will be your profit targets and stop loss. So that makes them much better than chasing the market breakout kind of opportunities, because 70% of the time markets are consolidating, and if you know exactly how to trade W and M patterns, you will know how to make money in all sorts of market conditions. Okay, so this is Euro USD that we are looking at, and now we'll move on to the next one, which is going to be GBP USD. If you're interested in learning how to analyze the markets the way I do using Fibonacci Confluence, then head over to vikinsa.com, and under training section you'll be able to see Core Strategy Training Program. On this page you will be able to see the testimonials of previous students, and also look at the brochure. The brochure has a lot more information, including the course structure and the Fibonacci Confluence Training Program curriculum. This is a very extensive program in which we cover basic core Fibonacci concepts along with the advanced concepts to analyze the markets with high probability. If you're interested in joining this program, come to vikinsa.com, and under training section you'll be able to see and submit this form. On GBP USD, if I go to the higher time frame, let's look at actually like this. Okay, now because the last week closed like this, and there has been a lot of indecision, if I just switch this off, you see what will happen here. The market has created this W pattern, and that's why we were looking for a short, and at the same time this is a very good supply zone. Market was shot down very heavily from this level, so we are expecting a reaction here. Initially there was a reaction here, there was a spindle candle, and now market has created another one. Now this is suggesting that next week we can see a bearish momentum going downwards. So if I go to the daily time frame, although market is consolidating, and if you know how to trade W&M patterns on 4 hour or 1 hour, you will be making a lot of money around here, but if you are looking for swing trading opportunities, what you should do is you should wait for a confirmation here, and then that should take you down into this 129735 level. But beware of this 1.3 level, which has been acting as support. In this case, market has not been able to break that. So even if you go for a short here, then you should wait for a break of 1.3 level. If I bring in original analysis, this is what we are expecting. We were expecting market to move into 1.32 at the max, but it came very close, it fell down, and these are the levels that we identified: 131 and 132 level. So market is stuck between them. Until one of these levels is broken, we will not be able to see a proper direction in the market, and this is happening because of the dollar. Remember, the dollar index is still consolidating. That means this will keep on consolidating until it actually finds its way. But looking at the previous week, this has started to look bearish now, and it may fall down to 1.295 level, which is around here. So if you're looking for that opportunity, you can wait for a confirmation and then take a trade. Let's move on to AUD USD. On AUD USD, we were able to identify this particular pattern, and we knew that market was going to go up once this pattern was completed, and we were expecting market to fall down from there. So if I go to the 4 hour time frame, we were expecting market to fall from this level to this, and that's exactly how it happened. And once the M pattern completes, we knew that market was going to come to this level, because that's where the first profit target is. And this is how you keep on trading these consolidation pattern. There is another one which is forming right now, and that may take it to all the way back to near about 72408 or somewhere around in this region, because this is a W pattern. But we'll have to be careful. Market is kind of it's losing its momentum, and if you look closely, the Bollinger Band, this is the Bollinger Band, right? This is getting very much squeezed, so there could be a breakout on AUD USD. So it is getting squeezed right now, and at some point in time it may go all the way back into this high, or it can fall back down to 7100. Now just by looking at the weekly time frame, like this, we can see that market has been trying very hard to come down, but there is a 200 moving average right there, so we cannot and we must not ignore it. If it finds good bullish momentum, it can go all the way to 72,500 level right there, and then it can start to fall down, and that will also fill this entire wick that was left before. And this is a kind of pattern which actually kind of like an continuation pattern, where the market keeps on opening inside the candle and then leaves a wick, open inside the candle and leaves a wick. But this one did not, it actually opened near about there or even higher. So we'll have to be careful next week. We'll have to see how market opens, but this has a potential to go higher all the way to test that 200 moving average. So that's what we have on AUD USD. Let's look at USD CAD. On USD CAD, if I go to the monthly time frame, we see that market has been falling down, and if I bring in original analysis, this is the zone that we had. Now we had some upward movement in last 2 weeks, there was a movement upwards, and that actually pushed the market up, and DXY as well. But now the zone has been broken, so if what we need to do is we need to clear this zone, but we'll leave these levels in there because these levels can still act as support and resistance. Now what we can expect is USD CAD can fall all the way down to 31500. That's where the 200 moving average is, and AUD USD CAD are inversely correlated. So if USD CAD is going to fall or AUD is going to rise to test their moving average, test their 200 moving average, they are going to complement each other. What I mean by that is, if USD CAD falls to 31500, then AUD USD is also going to try to go to its own 200 moving average. So everything lines up automatically here, and so if you're trading one of these, then you should limit your risk by not trading the other one. Okay, so a move down can be expected on USD CAD because it has already created a wick, and now it can just fill that wick to come to 200 moving average. There is another thing which is available here, is that we have this M pattern, and that means that we should be able to draw fib on it. So if I draw fib like this, what we can see that market has come to 50% here, and that means it is expected to come to 88.6, which is lining up nicely with 3150. So let me clean this up a little bit. Okay, if I draw fib on it, I see this has come to not there. Okay, so the next level we have is around here, and that's 50%, that's 88.6, and that confluences nicely with 200 moving average as well. And if I draw fib extension on this is also confluencing very nicely with 138.2. so this is the zone that we can expect market to come to if it finds enough bearish momentum. If I go to the daily time frame, this has created a very good engulfing candle, and that means the market can actually start to move higher. And this is this kind of uncertainty is happening because of DXY, because we do not know what it is trying to do. There is still DXY has potential to go up, but at the same time it has enough space left for it to go down as well. Here, if we bring in our RSI, we probably will see that there is a divergence and we have engulfing candle, so it can start to move up, but do not take it do not take it as a huge trade or excessive risk kind of trade. Do not go for extended profit targets, because at any moment in time it can fall back down into this zone. So if you're a short-term swing trader, or if you're a day trader, then you may have good opportunities. On 4 hour, it is struggling with 20 moving average, which is mid of the Bollinger Band. It has a potential to come all the way to 33,200. This sort of level it can come to if it starts to move higher. However, we cannot ignore the lower zone, and we also have this trend line which can push the price downwards. So I'll have to be careful with that. There is another thing which is happening. If you can identify, there is a W pattern appearing, and that means at the end of the W pattern it is supposed to go down. There is another thing is that we have the previous structure which can also push the USD CAD down. So we'll have to see wait and watch what kind of opportunity we get on USD CAD, and similarly we may have an opportunity on AUD USD as well. Okay, so we have covered USD, Euro USD, GBP USD, AUD USD, USD CAD. Now let's look at USD JPY. On USD JPY, we saw this pattern, and we knew that market was going to go down because we had this completion of W pattern, and since then the market has been falling down. So this pattern is still valid because it hasn't actually reached its profit target. Now what we can see that it is trying to go down, but it has tested 106,641 level, and it may come down all the way to 106,287 at least, and if that gets broken, then we are looking at these bottom levels. Now if I draw fib on it, then what you will see that it automatically kind of lines up with 23.6, and then we have 38.2. so now we'll have to readjust this because market actually went a little bit higher, so we'll have to be consistent with our methodology and adjust our profit target. So these are the levels that we are looking at. It's going well, but again, because of consolidation in overall market, it's not moving fast enough. Okay, let's look at USD CHF. On USD CHF, if I go to the monthly time frame and switch off this thing, on USD CHF there are several things which are happening right now. There are several trend lines, and there is a pattern which also completed. So ideally this should be going up. It actually showed a little bit of signs of going upwards, but it fell down, and this month it can come down a little bit further to create an inverted hammer. If that happens, then it can start moving upwards, and if USD CHF is going to move upwards, that means DXY is going to move upwards, and that means Euro USD may also come down. So I think in the month of August it's going to stay something like this. It may consolidate, and we may only see proper movement in the month of September. And if I go to the weekly time frame, this is again, it's trying to fill the previous candle, so wick, and that's possible, and we are still in that zone. I remember in the previous analysis I mentioned that if this zone is broken, then we are looking at 89,821 level. At the moment it is still in the zone, and there can still be a possibility of it moving upwards. It all depends on DXY overall strength, overall conditions in the market. If it starts to move, then we'll look for a good confirmation here and go ahead and take the trade. If I go to the daily time frame, it tried to go up, tried again, and it may try once more from this level. But what I'm seeing that this could be forming a kind of pattern, not a WRM pattern, but a different kind of candlestick pattern, and this can push the price all the way down to 89,821. So there can be one more push down on USD CHF, and that also means that there can be another push down in DXY, and that also says that Euro USD, AUD USD, and GBP USD, they can have another push upwards. So we'll have to be careful next week. NZD USD, it's a shadow currency. It usually does what market does on AUD USD. We identified this region. We were expecting market to go into this and then fall down. It tried to come back down. It didn't quite reach the level that we were expecting. It got over pushed because if I go to the AUD USD, it has similar kind of movement right there. So on NZD USD, if I remove the drawings and I start afresh, what we can see that market is trying to come back down to test this level, which is mid of the Bollinger Band, around 64871. But if I go to the AUDUSD, how is it different? Is because it hasn't actually taken that break. Usually NZDUSD does what AUDUSD does, and NZDUSD usually does not have that kind of strength. So if the market becomes like little weaker on either side, NZDUSD usually starts to move first. So this has started to move down, and AUDUSD can still move down. If AUDUSD, remember, it still has a potential to go all the way to this level, and if that happens, then we can look for NZDUSD to move upwards as well. But I'm expecting it to come down to this level at 64871 before I can look for a long position for a short-term swing trade or day trade. If I go to the weekly time frame, it is struggling with this moving average, although we have completed the W pattern, and ideally it should be falling to one of those Fibonacci levels that we have. So if I draw a fib on it, this is the 23.6 Fibonacci level, but we can see that 200 moving average is coming up very nicely. It's very close. So if AUDUSD starts to go up or DXY starts to fall down, then NZDUSD can also start to move up. So that's what we are going to look for. So this is our analysis for Forex, and we have been able to cover DXY, Euro USD, AUD USD, GBP USD, USD CAD, USD JPY, USD CHF, and NZD USD. Hope you found this useful, hope you found this informational, and if you did, hit the like button. In the comment section, let me know what do you think about this analysis. How do you like my analysis technique? What is your own analysis on any of these currency pairs? What do you think they're going to do in the next week or next month? And do not forget to subscribe to my channel and share my work with other traders. Thank you. If you are interested in learning how to analyze the markets the way I do using Fibonacci Confluence, then head over to Vikinsa.com, and under training section you'll be able to see Core Strategy Training Program. On this page you'll be able to see the testimonials of previous students and also look at the brochure. The brochure has a lot more information, including the course structure and the Fibonacci Confluence Training Program curriculum. This is a very extensive program in which we cover basic core Fibonacci concepts along with the advanced concepts to analyze the markets with high probability. If you are interested in joining this program, come to Vikinsa.com, and under training section you'll be able to see and submit this form. Thank you for watching. Find and follow us on these social media channels.